Hi, I'm Austin at age 18. What? Oh, it's just that my face is the last thing that I'd share, and this is just a prototype of what my movie would look like without the use of facial expressions. You can't passively ask me for that. Anyway, I'd like to have some of your time for me to talk about my teenager time at high school and how much 5 years changed my life.
I began high school education on September 2017, which I was 13 at the time. During that time, I was very interested in plush videos, Nintendo gaming and collecting, and writing stories, all of which were done during spare times. And now that I'm a legal adult, I started to enjoy typing stories, drawing, woodworking, and 3D modeling. So I have a lot of interest in technology, the future, and creativity. These are my passions that make me escape from the real world and getting into the world that is my mind. But these weren't totally recent discoveries. Now I'm going to talk about some background information on my interest in my mentors for them, and how much they mean to my life in the future. Drawing is a way that I get to visualize things and putting them out into the real world for others to see my abstract thoughts. I used to draw a lot in my drawing book back in grade 1 and 7, like I'm showing right now. This grade was also the first time I also done digital drawings on MS Paint. In February 2020, that would change forever when I started doing landscape paintings. It's not because of the hundreds of landscape paintings that my dad has in his garage that made me start painting, but it's because of a TV show painter, Bob Ross. This one guy who did relaxing landscape paintings is the mentor. He painted on TV in the 80s and 90s. I was really into the aesthetics of the said decades, which further encouraged me to start painting. I consider 2020 and 2021 the years of landscape painting for me. He's what kickstarted me to become an art person, and art made me become creative for the ideas in the real world. Abstract art is a great to go extraterrestrial with ideas, and forces the viewers into imagination. Just like drawing, video recordings are another way to show the public my ideas and sharing what I love to do. Back in 2012, I recorded myself destroying my gingerbread house, and I always imagined myself being able to put this on YouTube for people to watch. And on March 4, 2015, I got a YouTube account, which I finally uploaded it. I started making plush videos for the next 5 years. I thought about making movies and animations, and the hundreds of plush videos that I used to make by myself reminded me that I have the courage to do it. James Rolfe, the person who owns the website Cinemassacre and the main character of the Angry Video Game Nerd videos, is my mentor for this. He started doing homemade movies for fun when he was little, and seeing how easy it was and how careless he made them, I thought I could be like him too, making my Hollywood style horror movies. Writing is a way to express my stories without having to have expensive sets and going out to different places to shoot a movie. I accidentally discovered that I love writing during recess or lunchtime in elementary school. My first story was a crossover of Mario and Pokemon and their trip to Rio de Janeiro in grade 4. In grade 5, I made a book of Mario Sonic characters doing various fun activities together, such as playing video games, going on an adventure, to steal a treasure in a temple, and making newspapers. And a story of Mario and Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary in grade 6, which I set to complete 5 years later in 2021. 2013 to 2017 was the years that I was absolutely into video games and their characters. Later on, I also wanted to try new ways of writing points of views in books, such as making a perspective of the hero and the villain in separate books, so readers get to feel like they're the heroes that don't know evil plans that were plotted at them, while others get to understand why the villains are evil. One of the stories I wanted to make is a futuristic racing show consisting of books of young adults going into many different cities to race with the other young adults, and hope that I can create a community on how people would love to see the future. I didn't have any mentor when I first started writing books during elementary school, but I took inspiration from Geronimo Stilton and Roald Dahl. Woodworking is the source of how houses and furniture came to be. This was something I became eager to do ever since it was a mandatory class for me in grade 8. I planned to build a bookshelf for home. 4 years later in grade 12, after I measured the dimensions and procedures to build one, I finally did it during my spare block. I've been planning out other places that I can make a bookshelf to further add more room to my home to showcase my gaming collection, books, and paintings. This was at the point where I knew that woodworking would be a perfect passion for me. Having all those tools all over the place and taking my finished pieces home is the most exciting feeling to ever have. My mentor for woodworking is my grade 8 woodworking teacher, who also taught me how to use the table saw, which made my shelf project possible. 3D modeling is a computer class which I also became one of my favorite subjects at school. My teacher's teaching skills and personality made him my favorite mentor. This year, I could do 3D models, interior design, animation, or coding, which got me so excited. Modeling a concept car and buildings was something I really wanted to do, after planning the futuristic racing show that I mentioned earlier. I'm not afraid to go crazy with my futuristic creations. I hope that one day I could have actual working machines of the ones that I always wished to exist.
What I look forward to in my life is to be able to share my creativity with the public as much as possible. As though I'm aware that some of these ideas may not be as effective as I thought they would be, maybe someone else can look at them and improve it so that they would be worth it to show again. I'm not afraid to explore the imagination and have some of the wildest ideas of all. As the years go by, I would see how much change that happened to my creations, and if one of my plans failed, I can learn from those mistakes to make better ideas. I hope that the public will represent me as the powerhouse of the future, ideas, and differences. Thank you.